Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and once again I'm here with Landon with Prestige Custom Builders, and we decided we'd take a beach trip today. The sun's out. We had a front go through the other week, and so the tide's out a little bit, but it still beats a day at the office.
Well, this is a day at the office for us, so I mean, I'm good with it. You know, it's always nice to kind of come out and see the beach, and you know, you've got the shrimp boats out in the surf, you know, shrimping, and you know, you've got the birds flying around and you know, dipping and diving into the water, and you know, we got the beach is kind of quiet today, but you know, we're a couple weeks away from this place being just
from mayhem,
from packed, and you know, it's that's the beautiful thing about Crystal Beach is whenever you see everybody down on the beach and in the water and hanging out, that you know, we're able to see what everybody enjoys and the good things that we talk about on a weekly basis on the show, David.
Let's talk real quick while they have this view of the beach. Talk real quick about some of the spec homes that you have. You've got one coming up that you said is going to be done in May.
Yep.
And then you've got the rest are all custom homes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the rest are customs, and we're talking to we're talking to multiple potential clients, I guess you would say. Had a meeting with one of them this morning about building new homes. So, you know, I can say that, you know, people are still interested, still looking at building and you know, investing and buying into Crystal Beach, which is great. I mean, there's a ton of houses on the market right now, but what we're trying to do is just bring a you know, a brand new product to the customer at an affordable price, and have all the features and advantages of having a new home. And
whenever you're talking to people, you were talking about someone you were talking to was going to use it for a rental.
Yeah.
Is it good for people, if they're going to want to get into the short-term rentals, to let you know that's what you're doing so that you can offer them some ideas?
Yeah, from a custom standpoint, if they're going to be looking at it from a short-term rental aspect of it, or even if looking at just to kind of subsidize, most of my clients look at it from, they're going to either have it as their second home, or they're going to subsidize some of their cost with renting. But it is good to kind of think about those things in the layout, you know, making sure we have an owner's closet, making sure that we have adequate number of bathrooms, you know, layout wise, you know, different areas are going to ask for different features. I mean, if you're down in Gilchrist, your rental is probably not going to be the same as it is in Biscayne. And so when you're doing that and you're looking at those homes, you just kind of want to make sure that you're trying to advise them the best you can. You know, not every house is set up just perfect, and you can't set up every house perfectly for a situation, but if we can make sure we accommodate everything that we can inside that footprint, the better off it is.
And it makes a big difference whether it's 1 story or 2 story, is that how much you can fit in. And I look at 2 stories as, I don't want to have to go up to the 2nd story, so I want the 1st floor as big as possible. Let's talk about lots. Do you still have lots available for people if they're wanting you to build a home for them?
Yeah, no, okay. We still have a little bit of property, and we're still looking at acquiring new pieces of property always, but you know, we're just looking at it from a standpoint right now of making sure that we're smart on what we're buying, as far as location wise. I mean, everyone wants to be as close as they can to the beach.
Right.
Everybody also wants the lowest price they can for a house. So it's trying to marry those two situations together. And you know, we're always actively looking at property. You know, when I say actively looking, I mean every day we're looking at what's coming up and,
right.
and what's available. And then just knowing the area that we want to build in, or that customers want us to build in, is always you know, something we're making sure that we keep in mind when we're looking for those pieces.
Pleasure Pier, you know, I did the video on not Pleasure Pier, but on the pier down at Rollover. What's your first thoughts about that?
You know, I can remember my wife and I can remember going to Rollover and fishing as a kid. I can also remember my wife and I going down to roll over one night. This was probably 16, 17 years ago now. And I'm talking, the place was jam-packed, David. And it was, I was disappointed to see whenever it got closed in, like many people were, just because it had so many memories for people of just different things.
Had a lot of family memories.
No, it did. I mean, like that was one of our first, we were still dating at that time. And so one of those first couple memories we had together as a couple, and so we were actually talking about it the other day when we saw the pilings going in. Is it's going to be nice that that there's going to be a spot for people to go out and fish into the surf off the pier. I don't know exactly. I've seen some of the renderings. I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out and look like, but I think it's great for the community to have something like that. We talk about all the time about the families being out on the beach during the day. My take on the pier fishing is, go get underneath the lights. If you've never fished underneath the lights, that's a totally different experience, and something that you want to talk about at fun as a family. We have our fish camp over in San Luis Pass that we have lights and we fish underneath those at our camp. But to get that as a family, you can make a ton of memories there.
Yeah. Well, if people want to get hold of you to talk to you about, maybe they're wanting to update their home with a little bit of remodeling, whether it be bathroom or cabinets or maybe fix something, or talk to you about one of your new custom homes or your spec home that you have going to be ready in May sometime, what's the best way to get hold of you?
Best way to get a hold of me is go to the website, prestigecustombuilders.net, and fill out the contact form. That way Allison can get your information. She'll set up a time either for a Zoom or a phone call or an in-person meeting, whichever fits into your schedule, and then we'll kind of go from there. Otherwise, you can get us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter now. I think we have a Twitter now, and also just give me a call at 409-313-3383, and we'll schedule something together.
Great. Well, we talk about there's some birds working out there. Look like lyrebirds.
Lyrebirds all diving.
We talk about building, but this year we're doing a little different. We're taking you to the beach and still talking building and Prestige Custom Builders, but we wanted to give you a little bit different aspect on things. So glad y'all could join us for a drive down the beach today. We'll be back next Tuesday at 11 o'clock with another show with Prestige Custom Builders in Landon. Until next time, y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. Video equipment is sponsored by Crystal Beach Decor and More, located at 1959 Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas, and Beachy Beatnik Boutique and Jewelry, located at 970 Surfside and Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas. Thank you to these two businesses for being our 2025 video equipment sponsor for Bolivar Live.